What up, what up, what up? What is happening? Good people, welcome to this live edition of Herb and Two. My name is Herb Howard alongside Toussaint Werner. This is where we get together and talk about issues impacting the black community, how those issues impact us individually, and also how they impact us collectively. We need your help to talk through these issues. We are trying to find the best solutions to overcome these issues. So please feel free to add whatever you want to the conversation. We will read through as many of your comments as possible. While we go through the show, we would kindly request that you take a quick second to make sure that you share the broadcast with somebody that you think would find interest in this podcast or add value to this podcast. Also, make sure you subscribe to the page. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the like button. We keep asking y'all to do that. Y'all keep being like, fuck y'all, we're not doing that. Please hit the like button. It will help us out a lot. Again, this is Herb and Two. It is intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. My name is Herb. His name is Two. What's happening, good brother?
What's up, family? Blessing, highly favored, man. How you?
It's a dope hoodie, man. I like that.
Man, shout out to DJ B-Side, Keisha husband.
Oh, yeah, that's hard. I got a good one. That's hard.
I support Chicago, then I support black people. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
Well, ain't no it's black people, but black Chicago, then regular black people, because they ain't the regular black people.
It ain't the same.
And then black Chicago first, then black people, then maybe some other shit.
Then maybe some dark-skinned white folk.
Pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
No, I dig it, man. I dig it. I'm good, man. I'm overtired. I was late getting to the studio. Sorry, y'all, that's catching it live right now to be on the bar at 1 o'clock. I'm between working the NFL draft all weekend, and then yesterday was my partner's birthday. I'm beat to shit. I don't have nothing left.
What did y'all do for the birthday?
What the fuck did we do? Shit, I'm tweaking. Went to brunch. Hit a couple stores that she wanted to fuck with. Grabbed some food, went to dinner. Then went to Cheers. and it was a stripper in my house till about 5 o'clock this morning. So
it was a stripper in your house till 5 o'clock this morning?
Yeah, man.
That's how you celebrate birthdays? You do brunch and strippers at the house?
Sounds like a great day to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like a phenomenal day. But I am overtired.
Oh, sure. You got to learn to tell the strippers when it's time to leave.
I wasn't even involved in that shit for real. I was sitting on the couch watching. It was just it's a birthday gift. I wasn't even partaking. I ain't gonna hold you. But I am tired, man. The draft. I was at Hallis Hall till midnight Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday I had to be there at 8:30 in the morning. So sleep this weekend just hasn't really been a thing. My alarm went off. I was like, fuck that whole podcast. And then I got up, showered, and I was still fucking running late, man. So I apologize to the whole team and to the family watching, man. But I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Had an interesting weekend, man. I got a EFI reading this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you hip to what an EFI reading is?
No.
And y'all hip to what EFI is?
I know EFI, but I don't really know what an EFI reading is.
So it's a West African divinity system, like Yoruba divinity system.
Right.
So it's almost like tarot cards.
Right.
From a divinity system.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's from an African spiritual standpoint, right? It was interesting, man. It was really, really interesting.
What'd they tell you about me?
I didn't ask about you. You wasn't highly touted on my mind in the moment. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
But it's interesting how it works, right? So it's they use like I don't want to say cowrie shells. I forget the name of the shells they use, and they pray over the shells, and then they basically throw the shells out, and the shells read in the numbers.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what it is. Yeah.
Right. And it was interesting in the context of like you have to ask the shells for permission
Right.
to do the reading.
Right.
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 And I'm sitting there for like the first 15, 20 minutes, and the shells keep saying
No.
no, no, no. So I was like, man, is that normal?
No.
He was like, well, I wouldn't say it's normal or abnormal.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's a system of.
Is that bad? It's not good.
It's like it's an energy system. It reads the energy.
Sure.
Right. So if you closed off.
So you had to open up before it was like.
So I'm quietly in my mind like, open up to relax. You know, to pray. I don't know what the fuck. Open up. And it's funny though, as I do that shit, the shell say yes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I had been through this part of the process. It was interesting, man. Got some interesting information. It wasn't, and again, I only asked questions I probably already knew the answer to. So, you know, you got to dig deeper. You
Right.
know what I mean? But they told me they want to take me, it's like levels or layers, right? The next layer is called a dafa, right? But you have to be invited to a dafa. The cards or the shells have to invite you to a dafa.
Gotcha.
And the shells asked me immediately, like, you need to come back to a dafa. But you may have to sacrifice some shit to go to the dafa.
Oh.
Right? You might have to kill a baby ram or a chicken or some shit.
At high noon, go to this gravesite, bury this bone, leave it buried for a full hour. No
I think
cheating.
that shit interesting, man. I believe in that shit though. I believe in all that kind of esoteric, kind of spiritual shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And whether I knew the answers or not, the shells read what I was already thinking. You know what I mean? But also it's an energy driver. It's an energy reader, right? So maybe my energy dictated the way the shells read, right? So I guess the goal would be to come in clear-minded and open for a new answer or the right answer. And that's some shit you got to learn how to do on your own.
So I think, yeah, that, but I also think that a lot of times, even the reason we go is seeking validation about something we probably already know.
That's one perspective, right? But again, like I said,
Hey, that's the funniest shit ever when people say that. When people like make a statement or get that man before, like, I mean, that's one perspective.
No, it is. It is one perspective. I think that's what happens with the tarot. I think a lot of people move like that.
Yeah.
But to the statement I made is like, I want to come into the space open. And I got to learn how to be that. But even to the point of me going to sit down there, right? The priest was explaining to me prior to doing the reading, like, man, you know, it was almost like a level of shame or nervousness in introducing me to the concept, this durable concept. He was like, not that I'm ashamed of it, but he's like, in this Western world, it's not accepted in this capacity,
Right. It's frowned upon.
It's frowned upon, it's not voodoo, it's not
shunned a little
witchcraft.
bit, yeah.
But I stopped and I said, even if it was voodoo, even if it was witchcraft, what's different than the concept of Jesus?
Right.
It's just more widely accepted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
This man walked on water.
And it's only more widely accepted because it's produced through the lens of the people who create the social dynamic in which we live in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you ain't got to hit me with that shit. Don't get your juju energy on my fucking shit.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Now, that's the thing, though. That's the thing. Because you walk in the church, the pastor, he's fully committed to this shit. Like, whether it's real, not real, whether he even believes it or not.
Well, if you don't believe it, then you ain't fully committed. It's a hustle.
No. So what's the white dude down in Texas that wouldn't let the people come in his church during the trip? Osteen. He's committed, dog.
Is he committed or is he just a good performer?
But he's committed.
To the performance.
Yes.
Not to Jesus.
This is what I'm saying, G.
Because you can't perform, man, Jesus. You can't do it at the same time.
You're not hearing me, G.
You can't have money in the bathroom.
You're not hearing me, G. The priest told you, like, yeah, you know, I don't like, I know my shit ain't the shit. Joel Osteen, like, my shit is the shit. He don't have to believe it. He's fully committed to it. Denzel Washington don't really have to be John Q. But for 3 hours, I thought he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he'd have walked in there right now, I'd be like, hey, John Q. You know what I'm saying?
It's the conversation we was having the other day, though, right? Like, when we commit to our failures, and you was like, well, no, it's good to fail. I said, but not commit to the failures. We celebrate the failures. Everybody fails. The celebration should be in the getting up. Right? There's nuance there, right? I think the Osteens and I think most prosperity preachers, I'm not gonna say all because I don't like praying with a broad brush, but I think they're committed to the hustle. right? So you got the black dude who's nailing the black boys in the bathroom. You can't tell me you rocking with the Bible, bro. And that's not even anti-homosexual. But if you on this side of the fence, you can't be going on the corner and doing this.
100% agree with you.
Right? And I don't even think that's just an energy that resides in the church. I think that's an energy that resides almost everywhere.
Anything.
Very few people really commit to the philosophies in which they say they committed to. You know
For
what
sure.
I mean? It's just a performative measure. It's presentation. You know what I mean? So, and I think with the Yoruba, I don't want to say he was embarrassed or shamed of his of the divinity system or his alignment with it. I think it's kind of a nuanced and awkward conversation when talking to socially, culturally somebody who doesn't or he expects doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the culture says white Jesus. I'm old enough to remember like being a part of the nation was like, fuck wrong with you?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
For
what
sure.
you mean, Allah?
For sure.
You know what I mean? Jesus is on my grandmama wall. You understand me?
Salama some smile.
What you mean, some salamas alaikums? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you cannot separate from whatever the social norm is.
I'm from over east, so anybody that's ever been anywhere near it's the fucking biggest intersection on the south side, whatever. St. Knife and Stony Island. That just used to be like, people like, they was people, but you looked at them like different people. You know what I'm saying? Like out there with the bean pies and the newspaper, and it's like, even the building itself, even the mosque itself seemed like something else. Like a different entity. Right in the middle of our neighborhood, you walk past it, but you almost like be quiet when you walk past it.
But it is something else, right?
Yeah.
It's not the social norm.
Right.
You know every brick on that building was imported,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And the black
I didn't always know that, but I do know
black
that.
man built it,
Yeah.
right? In the middle of a island of black people living.
Right.
But
Stony Island.
the island itself was built by white people.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And
Right.
the culture and the horde of people that was associated over there, we fell into line over there at what's happening. But he was a radical, abnormal black man. That was a cold motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And at some levels, it should be inspirational. Like, you can do this.
100% it is.
You know what I mean? Elijah was ahead of the game, bro. Like, that man was trying to get, like, distribution with trucking and, you know, he had industry and shit like that. Like, no knock to the minister, but, you know, the minister's performative and he's a hell of a speaker, but he ain't built what Elijah built.
No.
You know what I mean? So I just think it's very interesting, like, again, back to America, though, right? Who celebrated? The minister or Elijah? Who celebrated? The minister or Malcolm?
Right.
No disrespect to the minister or Malcolm. I love them both. But they didn't do what Elijah did.
No.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to go too far into this because this is a slippery slope. But I think that it was a lack of collaboration, a lack of give and take that hasn't allowed the nation to be all that it potentially could be. The nation is great and has done a lot of great things.
Collaboration between who?
Malcolm and Elijah. I think there was a lot of ego. There was a lot of, you cannot stand in opposition of me. I literally am him. And it's like, all right, him, appreciate it, respect it, you know what I mean? Dear apostle, got it. But there were elements of what Malcolm was on that were necessary. And the most honorable was not with that shit. He wasn't with the opposition. Now it went both ways because Malcolm was so far on his shit that he was unwilling to abide by the apostles.
For me, this is like homosexuals in church.
Wow. Okay.
It sounds like a big stretch, but it's not.
I'm listening.
Right? Instead of fighting for a place in this Jesus castle, go build your own castle then. It's not you got that right. Go build your castle. You cannot impose your ideas on the tradition that I've created. These are my ideas. You can align with my ideas. My ideas are already in motion. This train's moving.
Right.
right? And in order to build this train, we have created a certain standards and rules to live by.
Sure.
Right? And again, this is not a knock. Again, I love all the men. You know what I'm saying? No Diddy. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, though, bro, and the older I get, the more and more rigid and disciplined I understand how Elijah thought. Right? And what I'm saying is, even to not knock any of those people, right?
Right.
In regards to actually fundamentally building something no one else has. So all you've done is give rhetoric to an idea that was really separate than the idea that the originator created.
I agree with that.
Right? So Elijah's push was, hey man, shut the fuck up.
Right.
We over here doing what we do.
Right.
Let them do their business. And think about this in the context, right? Capitalism is dying in our face. That's not necessarily a good thing. It's not necessarily served us either, right? But capitalism is going to die faster from the construct of technology than it is going to die from the concept of a workforce, right? But technology is over here doing their thing.
Right.
Fuck what y'all doing over there. Eventually, we're going to take over what you're doing over there because we don't really care about what y'all. We're focused on our shit, right? 3% of Indians in America. Yeah, you got 6 Indian motherfuckers running for president now. Why? Because they went and bought up all the goddamn Dunkin' Donuts and made all the money. We're focused on our shit. Y'all do you. All that racism exists. We know. We ain't voting. Fuck you. We know. We ain't asking for help either. Fuck you. We know. But as we're building our own set of power. And when we get our power, your rules don't matter.
Yeah, I feel that. I agree with that. But I don't think it's right going back to the homosexuals in the church analogy. I think it's a valid analogy, and I agree with what you're saying as the premise. I just don't think that's right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why not?
Because it's not the best way. It's not most productive. There are good ideas coming from the Malcolm side or the homosexual side. But you caught up on what this is what I say again. I'm him, right? You can't go against me. I'm saying fuck that, right? Fuck anybody that say some shit like that. It's about us. It ain't about what rule you came up with. All due respect. We are trying to open the show every day, and I'd be like, we are trying to find the optimum solutions to overcome these problems. And we need your help. Every day. That's what I'm on. It's not Herb 2 came up with these rules, this is what the fuck is happening. No, we are looking for the optimum solutions. And a lot of what Malcolm was bringing to the table was a part of what could be an optimum solution. Not that he was 100% right, but some of the shit he was bringing was absolutely a part of what I would have determined to be an optimum solution, a greater solution than we've arrived at now.
Again,
does he have to humble himself and do that in a way that appeases, Elijah and all his followers? Cool, you got to find a better way to do that, bro. But that don't mean like get the fuck. You got to go build something. Why we do that? We do that so much where we just splinter off and divvy up all of our human capital and intellectual capital. We don't really have that luxury, bro, to be like, y'all go over there and do that shit. Y'all go over there and do that shit. Bro, I'm not against you. I'm saying let's add this to it. And you like, fuck you.
Again, I think it starts though with the goal of the original program, right? So Malcolm comes in with a broader construct of the people. Elijah's construct wasn't the people. Elijah's construct was my people.
Right.
That don't mean black.
Right.
The people who align with my philosophy. This is what we gonna do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Malcolm joined his philosophy and tried to embrace a larger communal construct. I'm not mad at that, but that's not my philosophy. There's rules over here. Go do you, bro, but not over here. This is not what we're doing. And you have to have an understanding and context of the time. I just said this man imported the fucking bricks to build on Stony Island. Let's put in perspective of that moment in time. A nigga with I think a 8th grade education, right? The nigga had a distribution center. right? He was doing amazing shit at a time when they hung niggas for doing amazing shit.
I've acknowledged that the greatness of not only Elijah but of the nation as a whole. That's clear. That's understood.
Conceptually, I'm insulated in doing what I'm doing, trying to build for my people. This program works for what I'm doing. I didn't sign up to be Malcolm X. I didn't sign up to be a world leader. I signed up to lead my flock to where I'm going. I'm not mad at your goal, but that ain't my goal. But this is my train. I built this engine over here, bro. You can't get in my car and tell me where the fuck to go with it. It's my car. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it's for the greater good of your idea, it don't matter. This is my car.
Yeah, that's why I deem the problem to be.
I think that's interesting.
This is our car.
It was never our car.
Okay, then that's the problem. That's what I'm saying the problem is.
Whose problem?
Our problem.
No. That's where you missing the nuance in the concept.
I hear exactly what you're saying. You on some me shit, I'm on some us shit.
The concept was us, but it ain't the us you identify with. That's why I use the gay analogy to the church.
Yeah, but you don't think gay people can bring nothing good to the church because they suck dick?
I didn't say nothing like that. I said, because I don't go to the church.
Right.
Right? Because I don't align with the church's philosophy. Mm-hmm. Right? That don't deny the church has value. Mm-hmm. But I don't align with your philosophy. Right? So I can't go to church and say, well, I don't fuck with this part of the Jesus, change it. Because this ain't my shit.
Oh, you absolutely can, bro.
Where you seen that work? Where you seen a motherfucker come to an organization and dictate the rules and standards of the organization without having conflict? You could do it by a brutal takeover, but other than that, you can't.
Conflict ain't the issue. Disagreement ain't the issue. We got to get through this shit so we can get to the optimum solution. I got an opportunity to go into a war room, the Bears draft war room. Very few people get access to that shit, especially in the middle of the draft. I went there, that's why I told you I had to be there at 8:30 in the morning on Saturday. Go into their draft room where all their draft board is up and all that shit. There's a quote on the wall that talks about loyalty, and it says, I can't remember it verbatim, so I'm gonna just kind of summarize it. It said that loyalty was about being willing to stand in opposition of your partners as we talk through to get to the optimum solution. Now, once we get to whatever agreement we're gonna come to, loyalty is also then being unified even if we didn't go with your answer. All right? Now, usually, and I asked Ryan Poles, the Bears GM, this that morning while we was in there, because that thing just caught my eye, so I asked him about it. And usually what we get to see as outside people, as reporters, as fans or whatever, we only get to see that third part of that statement. It was like 3 parts. That third part where once we decided what it is, we go out there, unified front. That's usually all we see. So I was asking him to tell me an example of the first 2 parts where we in extreme disagreement in this motherfucker. And we value that disagreement. That's what I'm saying. The quote was about valuing the disagreement, valuing the fucking debate, and then settling on something.
Who gets to disagree?
Anybody in the room. It encouraged everybody to.
You think the McCaskies is listening to the disagreement of Caleb Williams?
No, it ain't got shit to do with Caleb Williams.
It does, though. I'm asking this for a reason. Because we talking about the Bears as a team.
I'm talking about the decision makers.
Hear what I'm
in this room, I don't think none of them players ever even been in that room.
Kind of my point. Here's what I'm saying, right? You play for the team I constructed. I picked the jersey colors. I picked the helmets. I picked where the fuck we play at.
Cool.
Right? All of this I created. I draft you into my organization.
100%.
The minute you step out of the lines and bounds of my organization, I will disband your ass if I feel like it.
100%, bro.
Right?
I'm talking about the decision makers, though.
So again, it's the same point I'm making, right? You have this, it's a conflated idea to me, right? Elijah built the car. Malcolm X came and joined the car. We're not partners.
So we're talking about a dictatorship.
We're not talking about a dictatorship. That's not the same. It's not the construct. Here are the rules and standards and parameters of the concept we've constructed.
As determined by who?
The person who built the car. Because Elijah ain't the front of that car either.
No, I get that.
right?
Right.
So these are the rules and standards in which we abide by.
So we're talking about two people.
Who?
We're just talking about Elijah and his teacher.
We could talk about Noble Drew Ali. We can keep going back, but it's a construct through a religious lens, right? Of segregation and insulation. We're going to support, buy, process, build our own shit. Regardless of what's happening around us, we're gonna make ourselves an island and powerful, right? You come in, you got a lot of character, you got a lot of charisma, you have value to the organization. You're Caleb Williams, nigga. I can sell you. You're great for the team. You don't come in here making no motherfucking decisions, bro.
Yeah, that's why I disagree.
You not a partner.
That's
And
what.
and the point I made is that since that time, ain't nobody built shit. Elijah built all the shit, and 40 years later, nobody else has built shit.
That's what I'm saying,
It's
bro.
proof positive to me.
This is what I'm saying, G. I don't view Caleb Williams as a decision maker. I don't view Malcolm X as Caleb Williams. I'm saying Malcolm X is in that fucking war room. He's in the debate for which direction we should go. Now, when we leave out this room, we're gonna have a unified idea of what we're doing, and then everybody else is gonna go. Everybody else outside is Caleb Williams. I don't think them players ever been in that fucking
And that's
room.
what I'm telling you. I think you're wrong.
About what?
That he's not in the war room. He is Caleb Williams.
No.
Dr. King was Caleb Williams.
No.
Yes, he fucking was.
No, he wasn't.
Okay. All you gotta do is read it. That's part of the problem too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we get the niggas who's you research and study football.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck about football, right? When football gets presented, what gets presented about football? The game and the players, not the ownership of the decision makers, right?
Right.
So a nigga that's a novelty listener to the football game or watching the football game, I know the McCaskey's names.
Right.
You can't ask me another motherfucking team in the NFL owner's name, Jerry Jones, and that's about it. Why?
Sure.
Because Jerry Jones is also forward facing.
Sure.
Right? King was elevated to be king by a group of motherfuckers.
Sure.
Right? He was chosen. He was picked. King didn't decide. So was Malcolm. So was Farrakhan. And we can go down the line. That do not make you the decision maker. It makes you the performative essence of this group. That's it, right? Jay-Z is a great rapper. That don't necessarily make him the business acumen of the music business. All of the musicians is black.
Right.
The business owners is the owners. There's a separation there.
Right. So I agree with that piece on the Jay-Z's and the Diddy's of the world. I view them as the Caleb Williams of the organization. I don't view Malcolm X and Martin Luther King that way. I don't. They have a seat at the table that they've earned because they can walk out this door and make a million motherfuckers walk that way.
What I'm telling you though, Herb, is that that's your perspective. I'm gonna give you a great perspective.
Not my perspective. I've seen them do it.
Listen to this, G. When you think of the civil rights movement, let's say the top 3 names you think of in the civil rights movement. Who you think of?
Sure, we know who the faces are.
I'm asking you a basic question. Who you think of?
Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Reverend Jackson. We know who the faces are, and I get your point, G.
Time out. I said the civil rights movement for a specific reason.
A time and point.
Wait.
An era.
Wait. It's not an era. It's an actual real movement. It's not just an era. Actually, the Nation of Islam isn't quantified in that actual civil rights movement.
I know they didn't want to.
So
that's why I'm talking about Malcolm X.
Let me rock, bro. Let's listen, right? Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King, standing on the porch of the Lorraine Motel.
Sure.
Martin gets killed. It's 5 other faces on that banister, right? All of those people were next in line to be king. Some of them people thought they should have been king before
in
king.
the first place, right?
Right? Jesse Jackson was probably number 30 on that list.
Sure.
Right? Jesse Jackson jumped the line.
Sure.
He jumped the line and he took the road. Them other niggas in that list, not to say they didn't have great lives. Some of them became mayors of Atlanta. Some of them became niggas who got hit in the head with a brick on the Edmonds Bridge and became senators. Some of them became, but ain't none of them became Jesse Jackson. None of them. He was 10th in line, he jumped the fucking line, right? But what that speaks to is that there's a fucking line. He wasn't the decision maker. He had to do some shit to jump the line. And it offended everybody else in the room. It's like a goddamn board. There's a board behind all of this shit. Here's the rules, standards, and parameters of how this group moves. If you want to if you're asking for permission to jump the board, and the board has say so in it, 9 times out of 10, they're going to construct that ask in this way. They're going to say, no, this is what we doing. You want to do what you doing, go over there. It's not, it ain't rocket science, G. You're not going to go to the Bears. Malcolm X is legitimately Caleb Williams. It's not shitting on Malcolm X, but he legitimately is.
Yeah, and listen. So I think where our disconnect is that I'm not disagreeing with what you said is happening. I'm saying that's wrong. So I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you to say that Malcolm X is Caleb Williams. I'm saying that's poor usage of Malcolm X. To say go in the locker room and throw the fucking football to a man that could fucking change the world is fucking nuts.
If you got,
I don't give a fuck whose car it is.
To make it a sports analogy, if you got 5 shooters on a basketball team,
Mm-hmm.
are they more valuable than 2 shooters and 3 role players?
No.
Which one is more valuable?
You need the whole team. You need to put a team together.
Right.
Motherfucker was arguing with me last week about whether or not Nikola Vucevic, that play for the Bulls now, is better than Luke Longley, right? And so I'm like, nigga, I'm taking Luke Longley every time, right? And they go into the skill set of Vucevic, right? And he can shoot, he can do this, he can do that. I'm like, fine if them 2 niggas gonna play one-on-one in the gym. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about building a team, and I take Luke Longley every single fucking time.
Because he's going to stay in his role.
Because for the team.
Right.
Yes.
So it's the same argument I'm making, bro. I don't know why you can't connect the dots. It's the same argument.
Again, it's not that I'm not hearing you.
Ideas that don't fit into the construct of what this team was designed to do. And what I'm arguing now is that 40 years later, with the same pattern,
mm-hmm.
they've not created what that team created at a time when it was harder to create.
And I'm saying that's why.
That's why I'm losing.
You have to be able to add. You have to be able to evolve. You have to be able to unify in a way that doesn't get Malcolm X killed.
So I'm going to ask you this. Do you think Malcolm is more in the elk? Do you think Farrakhan is more in the elk of Malcolm or more in the elk of Elijah? He's in the nation, but which one does he? Who?
He's more like Elijah, but he has some Malcolm to him.
You think Farrakhan is more like Elijah?
I do.
No, man.
No. Yeah, I do.
So perspective. Before Malcolm.
If that's not true, then that's also the wildest shit I've ever heard. Because why does he then take over the nation for the next 50 years? Y'all kill this motherfucker. But then you say the dude that's like him, you can go head on for the next 50 years.
You're missing the point I'm making, right? Before Malcolm, the nation had maybe 3 mosques. Post Malcolm, I think they had something like 18 or 22. I don't know the exact number, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not denying Malcolm's value, and I will keep saying this because I don't never want to get misconstrued. I love all of these people, right?
100%.
I admire all of these people.
100%.
Right? But this is part of the problem with America in general, and it's part of the problem with our thought process, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's why we don't have an identity. Because everybody's a fucking chief. It ain't no fucking Indians. And because you can always go and say, here's my idea. We should do this. No, motherfucker, here's the standards, the barriers, and the rules that we constrain this shit in until we win. Period. So what I said was, Malcolm, being Caleb Williams, had a character and a performative style that brought people to the conversation that Elijah just don't have. He just don't have that.
Right.
But Elijah does have the understanding of building and winning and dominating and owning. He has that, right? Farrakhan is Malcolm's student. That's who Farrakhan is. This is the story. He loved Malcolm.
Right.
Right? Malcolm went against the orders. Farrakhan said, hey, I'm not going that far, bro, because I fuck with the train that's been built over here. But a student of Malcolm. Charisma, character, presentation. Not a student of Elijah. Not business, not building, not growth. So what happens when Minister Farrakhan dies? The nation dies. Because they ain't built shit else. That is the problem. It's all performative. It's all performative. And and this is what even the topic of how we were supposed to have a conversation today.
Yeah, no, I love it though.
It's not how this was supposed to go at all. But at the end of the day, man, you can't sustain what you can't sustain.
Right.
And what he was explaining to them is that, fuck that, we're doing this. You have to have tangibles, not just performative. You have to have tangibles, right? Part of, I just said earlier in this conversation, capitalism is gonna die whether we want it to or not. And I got my own opinion about capitalism, but what's happening is we're about to die, it's about to die to something called techno-feudalism. And it's only a matter of the digital space is not producing any tangibles, but they're making all the money, right? So when you think about traditional capitalism, right? You think about Boeing, Walgreens, all the motherfuckers, right?
Sure.
Though they're making a heap of fucking money, 85% of the money they make has to go back into the community, has to go back into the workforce, has to go back into healthcare, has to go back into employing, people to work here type of shit.
Right.
So they're legitimately making off every dollar they make 15 cents.
Right.
But they making a whole heap of fucking dollars.
Right.
Right? But of that $1, 85% of that shit has to go back. There's a Walgreens on every motherfucking corner. It has to go back because we're creating tangibles.
Right.
The digital space, which is new, is the first time I like to think the last 8 years was the first time ever that a company made more than a fucking oil company, right? Apple made more than the oil company. It was the first time in the construct that somebody made more money in oil,
right?
Which means that this is the new shit. It's changing, right? So when you think about 85% of every dollar going out of traditional capitalism, how many fucking TikTok offices you think they need? Now you create AI, how many TikTok employees you think they need?
Not many.
You could run the whole TikTok off one building and a bunch of fucking servers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they're making the kind of capital that exceeds oil companies.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But you know how much of their income they exert out back to their workforce? Less than 1%.
Mm-hmm.
So all of the money is flowing upward and it's hoarding it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this construct over here that everybody paying attention to, when we focused over here, we built our own shit. Because they're going to suck all of the goddamn resources out the system, this system is going to have to collab with this system. Mm-hmm. And who's going to be the dominant? Even though this motherfucker over here that's just taking your money and not producing nothing tangible has no real intrinsic value, but it's what everybody's mind is. Niggas don't look at the news. Anybody under 30 don't watch the news. Mm-hmm. They watch TikTok and think it's the news. So 20 years later, motherfucker gonna be sitting here like me and you sitting here,
right.
And he's gonna be quoting TikTok as this was the truth.
Right.
But it's not.
Right.
And therein lies the problem. You got to dig below the surface, bro. I can love the value of Malcolm, but that does not equate to the tangible production of Elijah.
Not arguing that, bro. Not arguing that. I'm saying to get to the optimum goal, what he brings matters. Is he different? Sure. Do he color outside the lines a little bit? Sure. But what I'm saying is maybe we just need to expand the lines a little bit. Maybe we can not be so staunch in our own beliefs, in our own ideas, that we don't think he can add something to it. It was the greatness of the second three-peat Bulls to bring in Dennis Rodman. Is that motherfucker nuts? Yes. Is he anything like Jordan? No. I remember Jordan was on Oprah one day and she was like, yo, what happens when you outside after the game and you run the Dennis Rodman? And Mike was like, fuck, are you talking about me running the Dennis Rodman outside of the United Center? We're not in the same world. But they understood his value. Change your hair every day, paint your nails, get technical fouls, go on fucking week-long binges. Phil Jackson let that nigga go to Vegas in the middle of the season. You know what I'm saying?
As long as he's performing in his position in the clog of the engine we've built.
Yes, G. But I'm saying.
If he goes out there and doesn't rebound, if he goes out there and decides, you know what, I'm going to be a scorer today.
No, he's not doing that.
You know what I'm saying, though? That's the conversation we're having, though.
But that's not what I'm saying. That's not what Malcolm was on. Malcolm is on what y'all on. He's just also saying, hey, they just beat the fuck out them kids and that old man up there on the corner. We not going for that. And Elijah's like, no, we are going for that because I'm building the distribution network over here. Fuck that. We can't do both. We got to let old men and little kids get beat to shit on the corner Because we building some trucks and trains and shit? We can't do both of those things?
I'm gonna ask you this. Like I said earlier, right? I said the Indians got 6 candidates for president.
Mm-hmm.
How much Indian news are you aware of in the context of
None.
being in America?
I don't know none of them people.
It's like they live under the fucking radar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Think about this.
They also aren't about to win presidency either, but I get what you're saying.
Well, Kamala's an Indian. She's the vice president.
Sure.
So we can't devalue the movement, right? And what did Kamala do to become the vice president?
Fucking go to Howard and be black.
Performative measures of the Negro community.
Right.
And when the minute she became the president, she said, "You know what? I'm from India."
Right. That's what I'm saying. So,
but what that speaks to is our lack of understanding, and their understanding. Right. So Dunkin' Donuts didn't used to be on every corner in Chicago, bro. I don't even know who owned Dunkin' Donuts before the Indians. I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But now that I know they own them, I also know they own every fucking corner. Right? And I don't know what other resources they have, but I know they got Dunkin' Donuts.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They created industry. They undergirded their community. Right? Now that they are self-sufficient, now we go get power. You can't do it all at the same time. You can't. Cause nigga, how many niggas we know in this city right now that's for sale? They got a little bit of power.
Mm-hmm.
And they speaking and niggas listening and somebody's back there pulling their fucking string.
Most of them.
Cause they have no fucking power. And the minute somebody got a check for their ass, they gonna do that. What you want me to do, boss? That's what's going to fucking happen.
Goofball
At
shit.
the core, you have to survive. You have to sustain. Everybody masters the performative part. Nobody wants to do the fucking labor of building.
Don't disagree at all.
That's all I'm saying, man. And again, it's not shitting on Malcolm. But in the moment of time, we're doing the labor of building. Shut the fuck up, bro. And if you can't shut the fuck up in this moment in time, no, I ain't mad at you. Rock somewhere else.
Yeah, I just disagree. But I get your point. I don't disagree. I just think it's the wrong way forward. And I say that with all due respect to the nation, to the most honorable Elijah. Like I kneel at the man's feet. But I think he made an error in not being willing to coexist with Malcolm. I get it. I built this shit. Cool. Me and Master Muhammad, cool. But bruh, when other motherfuckers come and they can add something to it, you should probably be a little bit more receptive to.
I think that's a misnomer,
what's going
though.
on.
Right? His platform allowed Malcolm to become Malcolm.
I agree, G.
Right? So it's not that I ain't rocking with you, bro, but no, you stepping over the bounds. Bring that shit back a little bit. We doing well over here, and I'm rocking with you. I've given you the fucking reins. But now you're jumping off the ship. Come back, G. Come back. We're doing this. It ain't I ain't rocking with you, nigga. I gave you the keys to the car.
Okay.
But now you're doing 150. Nigga, pump the brakes.
Cool. It's fine that they disagree, G. It's fine that they have debates and all that shit. It's not okay that it became public and created hatred to where people in the car want to kill the man that you gave the keys to. That's not okay. That is not okay.
But is it okay for you as the driver?
No.
You hear what I'm saying?
It's not okay for Malcolm either.
Right. So who the fuck is at the wrong?
I said they both were. I'm not sitting here saying Malcolm was 100% right. He needs to humble his motherfucking self and kiss the ring too. But that don't mean I don't have any good ideas.
I don't even know if that's the argument. Your ideas led us to these other 13 new mosques.
Right.
I'm with you, bro. I gave you the keys because I'm with you.
Okay.
But
so
this is a car I built. I got as much say in this car as you. I'm giving you the keys. I'm giving you ownership.
Sure.
But I built this bitch.
Sure. Our situation is a little different because we've built this together, right? It was never like you gave it to me or I gave it to you. So it's a little different. But even still, how often do we disagree about which way we should go here or there? But how often has that ever fucking come out publicly? How often has anybody ever heard me be like, fuck to? Or you be like, fuck her? Or we fucking argue about what we do publicly? Don't happen.
Wait, you see some tapes of Elijah saying fuck Malcolm?
No, I didn't.
Fucking right.
I didn't see him say fuck Malcolm.
Right, you haven't.
I didn't see him say fuck Malcolm.
Right?
But I did see him say he's over the fuck wilding and he on the outside now.
Yes, we had some disagreements. And now that we've parted ways, y'all because this is what he does, he gets press. Y'all deal with him. Y'all don't deal with us.
Right. But even that part is talking about a public statement, right? I'm still talking about in the car. So I wouldn't even tell Ron, like, hey Ron, fuck too. He's on bullshit. That's not going to happen. And that's what I'm saying. It's just, it was a critical moment in history from two of the greatest people that's ever walked this planet, and they fucked up. Both of them. But because you had the power, I'm gonna put a little bit more responsibility on you to make this shit work, to make this shit right, to find some value in Dennis Rodman. That was the greatness of Phil Jackson. Zen, woo, he weird as fuck. What's wrong with him? He's not an outside character. He's not that. He's alive. He's chilling.
And I can't, because of his character, I can't put the certain constraints that I can put on, let's say, a B.J. Armstrong on him. I can't put them constraints on Michael Jordan either, though, if we're being honest.
Right.
It displays very differently.
Right.
Right? But when you clock into this job, here are the rules. You can't clock into this job wearing a white jersey when we're on the road.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
These are the rules.
I get that.
It's just the rules.
And by and large, Malcolm was well within the rules. It just, sometimes he wanted to go deal with some shit that Elijah wasn't trying to deal with.
And all I'm saying is, 60 years later.
And Phil Jackson had the wherewithal to be like, you want to do what?
All I'm saying is.
And Mike like, you can't let this motherfucker go to Vegas. We never see him again.
All I'm saying, Herb.
Phil like, let him go.
It's 60 years later, you using the same keys Elijah brought to the house.
Because they fucked up. That's what I'm saying. Because they fucked up.
I don't know, bro. Either way, you see this girl.
Shout out to all y'all in the comments, man. We didn't read a whole lot of them, but we didn't announce a whole lot of them, but we was reading through it, man. Y'all was bringing real value to that shit. Boosie, I saw you put Patai's Nation.
Did you see this girl Amanda Seals on Shannon Sharp?
I kind of heard it in the background a little bit. I didn't really see it, no. It was on in the background, and I kind of heard some of it. I saw your commentary on it.
But I'm trying to create something, right? So I'm trying to stay within 2 minutes. I wanted to go and say, please stop this woman, please, right? But I had an interesting experience with the thing. Like, I ain't no Amanda Seals fan, but I seen it on the Shannon Sharp joint, so I turned the Shannon Sharp joint on. I watched it for all the 20 minutes, and I said, you know what? I'm not ingesting this into my body. I can't take this shit. You know what? I've had
Bueller,
enough.
what up? Shadow, what up?
You know, I've actually had enough, right? And shout out to Bueller, right? Bueller made a statement on Facebook. I was like, you know, Bueller, I'm with you. I can't fuck with this shit. I turned it off after 20 minutes, right? And I thought nothing else about the shit. Like, that's what Amanda Seals is. It's her world, cool. That's her brand. I just ain't gotta allow myself to be a part of this shit.
I'm getting out the car.
I get out the car. Yeah.
Yo, Joe, let me out.
Joe, let me out, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Let me out. I can't take this shit. Right? So I get out the fucking car. You understand me? Mm-hmm. But the very next day, there's like this explosion of Amanda Seals dialogue. Like, oh, she's so brilliant. Oh, Shannon's a coon. Oh. And I said, what the fuck happened after the 20 minutes I saw?
Shannon do be bugging though.
Man, so I was like, did she do something amazing? Did she do a magic trick? What the fuck happened? So I forced myself to go back and watch this shit because I'm waiting for the moment where it's like, I get it. I never got it.
So again, I did not watch this. It was, my partner was watching it. It was on in the background. I heard some of it, but I wasn't watching it at all. I did hear a part, and I didn't even, this was like secondhand, was what I was told anyway, that she had to like check him early in the show because he was on his Shannon Sharp, I love white people shit. She said something about she was in school and challenged the teacher about something, which was basically the same conversation we just had. She challenged the teacher about something, and he like, well, what you was doing wrong? And she like, why the fuck you assume I was doing wrong? The teacher was doing some shit wrong. And she explained that and tried to tell, but Shannon be on that bullshit. This is the same nigga who we would not know but for HBCUs. Like, I would never go to HBCU.
So I side with Shannon in this whole argument. Because I think the vast majority of the masses read between the lines too fucking much. Right? And when you do that, you create your own reality from what you assume to be happening.
Okay.
Right? Shannon Sharp is an entertainer. The show is based around entertainment.
100%.
This ain't the fucking Harvard Review.
No.
It's not a debate.
No.
Right? So what happens with people like her in the midst of having very regular conversations is, for me at least, this is how it feels. It's like, let me put on my cape of intellect and articulation and shit on you. That ain't the tone of the conversation we're having.
Right.
Right?
Right.
If we're having a very basic surface level conversation, I got a lot of information in me. I ain't necessarily got to prove my information. For what?
Sure.
That ain't even the ask.
Sure.
If we're talking about grammar school, the vast majority of people have had experience with grammar school. I'd almost assume in this country, 90-something% of them at least went to grammar school.
You went to grammar school.
You went to grammar school, right?
At least for a little while.
At least for a little while, right?
Right.
And in grammar school, guess what? There's rules,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
One being, probably you don't tell the teacher how to teach, right? This is void of the construct of race,
Sure.
right? It's just, nigga, you're 6.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm gonna be real with you, right? Maybe this is my flawed ass, I'm almost 50-year-old age. But ain't no 6-year-old gonna tell me a motherfucking thing. I tell you, put them goddamn crackers back, guess what you gonna do? You gonna put them crackers back. I don't give a if this is the moment in time that we debating over crackers, you gonna do what my grown ass tells you to do.
I don't disagree with that.
That's all I'm saying, right?
Wait,
and that's
wait.
Wait, that's the perspective in which Shannon asked the question. It wasn't like, ooh, was she doing it because you black? It wasn't that.
Okay, but wait a minute though. Because I think there's immense value in questioning one's leadership. And either you can stand on that shit with merit, or you're gonna say because I said so. And that's just some shit we grow up with thinking that's a real answer. And as a fucking grown man now, I know that's not a real answer. You don't have the fucking answer. So you just, because I said so. Fuck what you said. Why? Why is a great question. And kids ask it, and it's important why kids ask it, because they are not yet co-opted. They are not yet fucking, I can't find no fucking words today. They haven't been fucking influenced by all of the societal norms, right? They haven't been converted yet. They still kind of pure. So they ask pure questions. Why? They have not learned that my age dictates that I'm right and you're wrong. That doesn't make sense to them. It didn't make sense to me before I was 6 or 7 either. And then it made sense to me from 7 to 25. Now it's back to not making any sense. What the fuck you mean you right because you older than me?
So let me quantify my statement.
I'll respect you.
Let me quantify my statements. Beulah makes a statement. She says, I disagree too. The teacher was spewing information that was wrong. The child has the right to question the disinformation, at least in any school I've ever run. I don't disagree with that. That's not the argument I'm making. I'm making an argument about context. The conversation Shannon was having versus the conversation Amanda Seals was having. It looked like the same conversation. It was not the same conversation, right? That's what I mean. It's not a Harvard Review class, right? Shannon was asking more about the how rather than the what. She was dealing with the what, right? And because of the way she projects, she wraps everything into this conflictual kind of I gotta protect myself kind of energy, right? That shit creates a fucking war room energy. If you always on the defensive, then the motherfucker gonna give you something to defend.
Sure.
Right?
Everything seems defensible.
Everything seems defensive. I don't want to talk to you no more at all.
Yeah.
We can't have a conversation. Everything's a fucking argument or attack.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk to people like that.
No.
Right? I came here the other day and said, I got to work with my personality. Because I'm in the room and every time I say some shit, motherfuckers is mad at me. Right? But here's the difference. I related a lot of this conversation to like I know how people look at me.
Right.
But the difference is when I walk in the room, guess what I say? Fuck them people. That's the key difference right there. When I walk out, I say what? Fuck them people. You know what she walks there and says? Why they don't like me? Cause you. You're not likable.
You're not likable.
You're not likable. Either accept it or change your ability to be likable. It's really that fucking simple. But my problem is, let me go back to the story.
And I didn't see this. I'm playing the devil's advocate a little bit, but I do feel how I feel about questions like why. I think it's the best question in the history of questions. Why?
I ain't mad at that, right? But I don't even think that was what she said. It wasn't a why.
I'm just saying.
It was like, no, bitch, I got the right answer, and here's how.
It was like, no, bitch.
no, bitch, you can't teach me shit. I know the answer, right? Those people are irritated. It is. I'm one of them people. I know I'm irritated. But I stand on it. If you don't like it, fuck you, right? But if I want you to like it, I'm not having those kind of dynamic. It's not that dynamic in a very regular conversation.
Right.
And nigga, this is Shannon Sharp. I don't know if he can read. He comes from back alley bathroom in the outhouse, Georgia. You understand me? Let me not say he can't read. I'm fucking around. Shannon can read.
But he didn't take a shower till college.
He didn't have a shower till college. He's an entertainer, right?
I think Shannon Sharp is smart, but because he's so fucking country, it sounds stupid. Like,
but his whole show is entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to dig into your intellect. Now again, I don't even know why you have Amanda Seals on that. Honestly, I don't know, right? But I'm following her train of thought. Fuck her train of thought. Amanda Seals has been who Amanda Seals has always been. Period. You like her, cool. You don't like her, cool. I don't give a fuck.
I didn't know she had knocked down like 7 rappers too.
I got some stories on the way here who she knocking down in LA right now. Local niggas we all know, but I ain't gonna get into
I didn't know that, but you know, she's like, oh yeah, it was Pusha T, and then it was, what'd she say, Kendrick or one of them niggas, man. She's like, but all of them are lyrical. I only fuck the lyrical rappers.
Whatever, bless her heart, man.
Bless her heart.
But here's, even Max said, but Amanda's conversation on every platform she's on, she's not turning down her intellect regardless of her context. But I think context supports your intellect, right? If you're using shit out of context, it's not intellectual, it's arrogance, right? They say intellect and experience are the bridges to wisdom, right? Intellect, experience, wisdom,
sure,
right? My grandmama don't got nobody's degrees,
sure,
right? I don't know if she graduated 8th grade, right?
Fuck it.
But my grandmama's understanding that life has great value in my life,
Yeah.
right? And most of the people I deem as elders who have had certain experiences that created wisdom have great value in my life, right? So one of the things that Amanda Seals did that it bothered the shit out of me, and it bothers the shit out of me. And part of the response from the onlookers in the crowd was, she's an intellect. And she said this shit on the show. She was like, I'm not just talking about blackness from the standpoint of experience.
BT, what up?
I'm talking about blackness from the standpoint of education. I'm studied in blackness.
Right.
Every time a nigga say that, it irks my motherfucking soul. And it irks my soul because in most instances that they say it because they've been validated by some university as graduating some course of study or some curriculum in blackness. You grew up over East. Over East has a very rich history, right? Let's say a motherfucker from Detroit writes an article about Over East.
Right.
Does he know more about Over East than you do?
Hell no, it's impossible.
Right. That's what that white curriculum is teaching your ass about blackness in most instances. For me, that's not a validator. And I made a joke about Shannon Sharp, but imagine the wealth of experience that Shannon Sharp has coming from legit back alley Georgia, where there's an outhouse, to becoming a multi-millionaire football athlete.
Hall of Famer.
Then a broadcaster. Like, he's walked a path that the average human hasn't had the opportunity to experience.
Yeah. The odds of him going from where he came from to where he is minuscule. So I do think he's smart. I do think he's driven.
BT said the deep ones are always bops. I'm laughing at that because it's damn near true.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. We gotta get out of here in a minute, man. But I do want to touch on these NBA playoffs because I think some of it is about the timing of where the fuck we are and who these people, like the generational shit. I hate these motherfuckers, man. It's so many of these niggas not playing in the playoffs right now. It's unbelievable. The superstars I'm talking about.
What happened with Joel Embiid? He got Bell's palsy?
I don't know about that. Does it?
Something he said he got. I don't know if it's Bell's palsy. Don't quote me. I know how this shit goes. It's something deep though. It ain't no little shit. It ain't a motherfucking foot spur.
Okay, I don't know about that. I know he has like a fucking, probably like a torn MCL or some shit. He's out there, but he's out there playing on it. He gave them niggas 50 the other day on one leg. The rest of y'all piss me the fuck off, man. Giannis ain't played the playoffs because he got a strained calf. Sir, I need you to try. Okay? If you can't do it, you can't do it. But I need you to fucking try. Kawhi Leonard, one of the best talents that this league has ever seen. But that nigga plays sometimes. He out. Fucking Dame Lillard is out now too, but I heard he might have fucking did his Achilles or some shit, which I have all the empathy for. Who else is not fucking playing? It's a lot of these superstar niggas that's just not playing. I'm like, I don't get this shit. In the 90s, niggas was not playing. Not the stars. Like, I don't give a fuck what was going on. The playoffs came. Patrick Ewing played for the fucking Knicks. Reggie Miller played for the Pacers. Charles Barkley played for the Sixers and then the Suns. These niggas was gonna hoop. Like,
so I got a lot of opinions.
The Rockets, like, it's this generation, it's this win, lose, or draw. We're all gonna go out for peace after the game and everybody gets the trophy. But it's also, these niggas are so fucking rich that they don't give a fuck. It don't matter.
I don't think they just so fucking rich. I think they so fucking mentally fragile.
Yes, G.
Right? But I don't know if I told you this, and it fucked me up. I saw this study. I've been studying this diabetes shit, right? Because I'm worried about this shit. I saw a study the other day that said they figured out, was it Alzheimer's or Alzheimer's? I don't know how to pronounce it. Alzheimer's. They said they finally found out what the root cause of the shit is. Right? And they said the traditional North American diet causes Alzheimer's because what it essentially is diabetes of the brain. Right? And what they did, they had a study with these rats. And it fucked me up.
Nah, you told me.
So they had a pool of rats, a little island inside the pool, the backyard pool. Put a healthy rat in the motherfucker. He swims, finds the island.
Post up.
Every time they put that motherfucker in the water, he already knows where the island is now because he's been here before. Right to it, post up. The rat who has the regular traditional North American diet, he's sporadic than a motherfucker. It takes him probably 30 minutes longer to find the island, so he's dead out of breath. He almost died.
Like Alzheimer's. I can't find my way home.
He finds it, but every time they put him back in, it's still the 30 minutes.
It's a new time.
He can never just outright find this shit. It was a very interesting thing to look at. But you add in that diet, you add in the social media, you add in we don't play outside, you add in all the other shit that goes into this. They are fragile human beings, G. I've said this a long time ago on plenty of shows. With the videos and you see niggas knocked out, I fought a lot. You had to be a cold motherfucker to knock somebody out. These niggas born after 1980, I don't know what's in their diet. I don't know what's in their shit. But the knockout is part of it. You hear me? Knockout is on your way, bro. You better get them Takis out your fucking system, brother. You soft as baby shit. You hear me? I swear to God. You better go do a pull-up, play the monkey bars or something. You go get clean fucked up. And that's what happens.
Right.
All these niggas is niggas who did play on the monkey bars, man.
Yeah.
That's what they are. So I don't expect nothing different.
I hate them niggas, man. Y'all need to play. It's the playoffs, dog. You talking about a ring on the line. Niggas is playing. Mike dropped 38 with the 105-degree temperature.
Nigga, Mike drunk water out the water hose, bro. He built different.
That's what I'm saying.
These niggas only know plastic bottle water. They ain't no plastic bottle water. They have carton water.
Right.
It's different.
It's so different.
They ain't built for it, bro.
And it's terrible, man. It's absolutely fucking terrible, man. If Mike can have the flu and go hoop, you need to hoop, man. The flu drain you regular. If you ain't doing shit, the flu just, you be
torn toenails. It hurts.
I hate these niggas, man. Get off the fucking bench and play. This nigga Giannis is over there on jogging suits and.
Hey, real quick, Sir Guy said that's a dope Knicks hat too. It ain't a Knicks hat. It's a Herb & 2 hat.
Knicks hat.
It's a Herb & 2 hat that you
The
can find
nerve.
on herb2.com. They are for sale. Check them out.
The Knicks.
The Knicks.
Drake. Fuck the Knicks. No. Hey, shorty cold though. Jalen Brunson, he from the crib, man. He's going nuts. He gave them niggas like 50 yesterday.
He is from the crib. Well, he ain't really from the crib. He like from like.
He went to like Stevenson or some shit, nigga.
I thought he was from like like Rockford area type of area.
Nah, shorty went to like Stevenson, I think, bro.
Yeah, salute to him. I salute to the Knicks for going what they made it to the second round, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think they beat somebody.
I don't think it's over yet. I think they took a 3-1 lead.
3 up. 3 up.
Yeah, 3-1. Yeah, because Joel on one leg.
Nobody really paid attention to the Knicks. The Sixers, right.
Yeah.
That's when he got Bell's palsy.
That's wild as hell. BT said they definitely said he had some palsy shit. Hey, Bueller, Ant-Man is a fool. Ant Edwards is that nigga, Joe. I'm taking him, give him the crown of the league right now. He that nigga right now.
He
Joe.
nice.
Shorty is dumb, stupid, nice, and he like 23 or some shit. He's about to, like, he ain't even scratched the surface of his peak yet.
He got an old competitive attitude too, though.
He with the shit.
The best.
He with the shit.
Right. He wants to let you know I'll fuck you up.
And he don't be on the bench when the game is happening.
Yeah.
In street clothes.
Where he grew up at?
I don't know. Atlanta. I think he's from Atlanta.
Okay. He was probably from where Shannon Sharp was from. He probably had an outhouse.
No. I saw him do an interview.
Outside to eat pasta.
I saw him do an interview and I was like, I like Shorty. He said, man, they was like, if you could change one thing about the league today, what would you do?
Lincolnshire. He ain't from Chicago. I knew it was somewhere like that.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't fucking know. Didn't he go to Stevenson though? Either way, Ant-Man, they was like, if you could change one thing about the league right now, what would it be? He was like, probably all this motherfucking missing games. All these dudes not playing. He said, I play.
I want to smoke.
He's like, I play every night. One, because I want to be the best and I want you to fucking know it. He's like, but two, somebody up there understands this is the first time they ever seen Ant-Man play. And that sounded real familiar because I heard J-Bone say that shit. Like, bruh, come on, man. Hoop. And he's fucking nice. Cold. Shout out to Ant Edwards, bro. He's the fucking problem. 22, he's nuts. Like, Shorty, man, he a problem. Shout out to the bigs. I know Gino was in here earlier. I don't know if he still is or not, man. But I just want to personally shout out the bigs. Somebody asked me something. My friend Jason Leisure, right for the Sun-Times, asked me something at Hallis the other day after we went into the war room and had that kind of rare access to a fucking war room in the middle of a draft. Because only a few of us even got to do it. Like, it wasn't even the whole beat. They just invited a few of us to be able to do it. And Jason was like, yo, what would you say like 4 years ago if somebody was like, you would have just did what the fuck we just did? I'm like, you out your motherfucking mind. You know what I'm saying? I was just a huge Bears fan, covering the Bears on my own shit. And I couldn't dream of being in the fucking war room during the draft, talking to the GM about why, who, where. I would tell you, I'll tell you, but all this shit was completely off the record, so I can't really say what he was saying in there. But in that moment, when Jason asked me, I was like, I would have never said I would be in the fucking war room in the middle of the Bears draft. But for the bigs giving me that opportunity, shout out to Jane, shout out to T. I appreciate it. I don't take it lightly. Shout out to me too for being ready when the opportunity presented itself. But I appreciate y'all, man. It's an honor and a pleasure. So I'm tired as fuck. I'm going home. I'm going to be asleep for the next until we come to record the part tomorrow. I'll be sleeping.
Man, salute the whole Biggs media family. All of y'all, man, congratulations. Man, salute to black ownership, man.
Yeah, man.
Again, back to Elijah. I ain't gonna keep beat the dead horse, but salute to black ownership.
Salute to Elijah. Salute to Elijah.
Salute to say, fuck they party. You know what I'm saying? Fuck they party.
But also,
no, just fuck they party, period.
No, also
stop. Fuck
also the bitch let me in, they let me rock how I want to rock, because I'll be up there like, fuck them people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't be like, hey, her, you got to slow down, G. You got to pipe. Thank you, Gardens. You're absolutely fucking right. Yes, compare me to Malcolm.
Y'all knew Malcolm's outcome.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying. In the context of the conversation we're having, that's not how you want to rock.
You are my brother. That's crazy.
That's why I'm trying to warn your ass. You better pay attention.
That's fucking nuts.
You better fucking listen.
We are gone on that note, and I hope to be back tomorrow.
Yes.
Shit.
I'm gonna put the call out so you safe.
Thank you.
You trusted me.
Thank you. That's all I asked. The most honorable to do for Malcolm. Shit.
Being that I'm Elijah.
There you go. There you go.
Leave him alone, Jay.
He get a pass. Hey man, we gotta go. Thank y'all immensely for y'all today, man. Herb, is your hat for sale too? Is it a fitted or a snapback? This is a fitted leaders hat. Shout out to leaders too. Shout out to Black ownership. This is leaders, man. But appreciate all of y'all, man, for tuning in. Please hit the like button. It's a thumbs up thing, and we need it, and it helps us, and we ask y'all to do it all the time. Still, the likes never get anywhere near the views. Please, give us a like. It helps. But no, more importantly, thank y'all so much for being here. Thank y'all so much for y'all's contributions to the conversation, for all the comments, for all the interaction. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. We'll be back later this week for a Relationship Friday edition of Herb and Two. And of course, for all you official dirtbags, the exclusive Patreon episode will drop as well. Thank y'all so very, very much. Huge shout out to Ron Rilla. That brother is amazing. Shout out to P. Those kicks are fire, my brother. Every time I think I'm getting my Air Max game together, P pull out another pair. Like, I got these two. I'm like, God damn. Them shit's cold. Shout out to PI. Shout out to E4O. E4O was down in Atlanta this weekend holding us down at the Podcast Fest.
E4O being at the, was it iHeart or Charlemagne or who? Somebody?
It's Charlemagne's Podcast Fest down in Atlanta. He was down there holding us down. She had
representation of the pod.
She had the not top 5 shirt on. Y'all need to get the not top 5 shirt.
The not top 5 shirt is hard.
The not top 5 shirt is hard.
It is kind of hard. I like the one he had on.
It's on the web. It's on the website. It's the not top 5 shirt. You can cop that. It's what is it, Joe Budden and Drink Champs. Yeah, there you go. Joe Budden, Drink Champs. Who was it? Rory and Maul. Who else on there?
The not top 5.
The not top 5. Hold it up again. Like that. Yeah. Joe Budden, Gillian Wallow, Drink Champs, Rory Maul, Mav Hoffa, and Herb too.
We might have moved up.
Not top 5.
Because Mav Hoffa, they lost his show. So we might have moved up.
Why?
Because he's an asshole apparently, and nobody wants to work with him. So they ain't released a new episode in maybe a month and a half, 2 months.
He is a dickhead.
I don't know him, but I don't know. Either way, keep moving out the way. We coming.
He be on that fake tough shit too. Still no niggas for no reason in the middle of a battle. But he be straight writing niggas. Anyway, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit the website. Check out the merch. We out, man. For P, Ron, E. That's 2. I'm Herb. Y'all be good.
From now on, call me Elijah. Salam alaikum.
That is wild. I'm out. That's fucking nuts.